Hello once again everyone, Original Blood Ice here. Now I have two videos to be doing in the pipeline right now. This is our first one, and the first one is, and I don't know how old this is, it might be a week or so old now by now, or hell, this might have happened back in November, I don't even really know, but I'm getting around to it now. Anyway, um, Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds wins. Well, no, this would have had to have been in December because the game didn't even come out to the end of November. But anyway, Zelda: A Link Between Worlds wins Game of the Year on Gamespot.com. Now, it's an interesting video to do because I'm going to show you a bunch of comments where a bunch of people bitching and moaning, what the fuck, GTA, what the fuck, Dark Souls, what the fuck, or not Dark Souls, what do you call it, Last of Us, you know, all these other things, blah blah blah. And it's just entertaining to see everyone whine about it. And especially it is shocking because GameSpot is known for basically not being huge fans of Nintendo. I mean, it's very, very, very rarely a Nintendo game will ever get higher than an 8 out of 10 on GameSpot, let alone a handheld game winning Game of the Year. That's pretty ballsy. Did they do this? I don't know, because they wanted to be different than everyone else? Maybe. Or maybe they honestly thought it was just that damn good of a game. Now, I did a review, I believe, where I said it was a really good game, and I definitely could see it being a contender for Game of the Year. In my opinion, there's other ones that definitely stood up there in the charts for Game of the Year. I'm not even going to throw Last of Us or GTA in there because I don't care for those games. But other Nintendo ones like Fire Emblem Awakening that came out way back at the beginning of, I guess, last year. It's kind of hard to say that, or weird to say that now. But as well as Pikmin 3 was up there, Super Mario 3D World is up there, and there was one other one, and I'm not remembering what it was now. But I can definitely say Pokemon X and Y, that's what it was. But Zelda: A Link Between Worlds is definitely one of the best games of the year. Now let's get into some of the comments that some of the fucking idiots were talking about here. Skip that little GIF or whatever. I'm fairly certain now that GameSpot is run by a bunch of idiots sitting around a table, soiling themselves every time a Zelda game gets released. And from what my friend told me, a bad Zelda game at that. Obviously, he admits right there he's never played the game and he's bashing it. Whatever. Which, I mean, I guess that logic can be used against me with The Last of Us, but whatever. Your friend is extremely wrong, whatever. This guy says Beyond Two Souls. This guy says... Let's go back to... Let's find another interesting one here. Wow, Zelda. Last time I played that, I was around 10 or 12. This guy says, you might want to go back into it. He says, think I'll pass through. This is something I would give my 10-year-old or to one of my nieces and nephews. Wow. You think that Zelda games are just for kids, and you really don't know what you're talking about. It's just picking up Twilight Princess. People have told me that Twilight Princess is literally revolutionary, blah, blah, blah. Link looks like a child. It's on a platform geared toward younger audience. The overwhelming majority of the games for said platform are rated E or E10. How can I think anything but a child's game with this? This right there is the supposed cough cough hardcore cough cough gamer. Seriously, Zelda is not rated E. And let me break this down. Rated E, there is no E in the word child. It's not rated E for child. No, it's rated E for everyone, meaning everyone can enjoy the game, including kids. Kids are thrown in there. It's just like a big pool of gamers. You look in there, and it's just a big fucking pool filled with people. That's like saying, oh, it's a swimming pool, but all the kids in there, or it's only kids swimming in the pool, so I guess that swimming pool location is only for kids. It's the same situation. Rated E means everyone. Every single type of person. I don't care if you're a kid. I don't care if you're a grandmother. I don't care if you're a nun, a priest. I don't care if you're a fucking prostitute. Every fucking person can enjoy the game. And Zelda is definitely not a children's game. It's not a kiddie game. Kids can play it and enjoy it, yeah, sure. We were all kids when we played Ocarina of Time back in the day. But it's not a kiddie game. Ugh, I hate that insult. And then the whole, oh, their systems are geared towards children. I'm not even going to go into that. Blah, blah, blah. Wanted BioShock Infinite to win, loved the Zelda series, but seriously, how can I buy the Game of the Year edition of BioShock if it doesn't win any Game of the Year award? Well, sorry, you kind of got screwed there. I have Bioshock Infinite, and that was like, was that my first playthrough I did on my channel? And it wasn't that great of a game. It looked cool and nice, but it wasn't that great otherwise. Nothing against Zelda, but they chose this game simply because choosing either GTA 5 or The Last of Us would make them too generic. What's more, it would pour them oil all over the already universal war. Not necessarily, but it's a possibility, is what I think about that. Being hipster. Getting kickback from Nintendo, Pong for Game of the Year next year, or this year. But where was Fire Emblem Awakening? Exactly, that definitely deserved to be on there. It doesn't even feel like it was... Did that come out I think it came out February, mid-February, or late February last year. So it's kind of hard to believe in a month it'll have already been a full year since that came out. Zelda winning is fine. Oh, I already read that, my mistake. What a refreshing pick there. Look at this guy. Given the direction the industry has been going, and I'm surprised GTA or The Last of Us didn't win by default. See, no game should automatically win by default. With masterpiece games like Mario 3D World and Rayman Legends not selling as well as they should be, my thinking here well validated. A true Game of the Year doesn't always have to be gritty with realistic violence. Hopefully the industry will move in a direction focusing more on creativity and gameplay rather than centering games around bloody shock value. Exactly, and then he wants to ask Sony, where's Crash Bandicoot? Crash Bandicoot's dead, man. I hate to say it. I liked Crash Bandicoot on the PS1, and even, I think, yeah, there's some on the PS2 I enjoyed too, but it's dead. But back to his original point, it ain't gonna happen. The gaming industry as a whole, excluding Nintendo, so Sony and Microsoft, are much, much more geared, well, yeah, those two anyway, with the more realistic, the more gritty and violent bullshit. If you want games geared around fun and, you know, new innovative things, you have to dig. And no, I'm not going to say just Nintendo. Nintendo has a few of those. But you're going to have to, even PC has a lot of them. Now, you're going to have to dig for certain developers that want to actually make a fun, new type, and exciting type of game. Like, take Portal, for example. When that first came out, Portal 1 and even Portal 2. Big surprise, big shocker, big, you know, fun factor, and it was just great. The thing is, as a gamer, you have to do a little bit of work if you want to find, you know, the really true, unique, fun experiences. And it's sad that overall gaming is going into the place, well, it's been going there for a while now, it still is going in that way, and it doesn't look like there's any way that that path is going to change. But for Microsoft and Sony for the 8th gen, they're still pretty much going to be the same old as the PS3 and Xbox 360, where it's, here's some realistic, more better graphics, blah 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 blah, here you go. Like Killzone Shadowfall. Oh, it looks pretty, but it's whatever. Same with Dead Rising and Titanfall and all that. Oh yeah, one little side note, Titanfall, I realized the other day, it doesn't have any single player, it's strictly a multiplayer only game. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if I consider that a good or a bad thing, depending on the replayability of the multiplayer. If it's something where you're like, oh, this is awesome, and then, you know, a month later you get bored of it, well, then it's kind of a waste of money. But anyway, let's see if there's anything else here. How can anyone agree with this? It's between GTA and The Last of Us. The fact that this one is outrageous, not even close, you guys just wanted to be different. You just wanted to be the same. Haha, exactly. I don't know what to say to that guy. Zelda deserves the recognition. Yes, it does. Outright ridiculous. Last of Us was the best game this year. I played Zelda. It was a pretty cool game, but still too childish for my taste. I hate people who hate a game because of its childish. Or it's, well, not for childish. It's, you know, fun-heartedness. It's lightheartedness. Last of Us should have just received that prize for its amazing ending. The Last of Us, I've said this before, it looked good, it was fascinating, woohoo, glorious graphics, whatever. Its story was also pretty good. I've seen people play it on YouTube, even though I haven't played it myself, and I've seen friends play it, whatever. But the controls, the gameplay. You're just, as soon as you see it, you're just like, the way your character moves, climbs, aims to shoot when he's walking. You're like, this is fucking Uncharted. This was made by Naughty Dog. You can tell right then and there, you're like, yep, it's definitely Naughty Dog. And that's just not a good thing. You don't want all your games to be like, oh yeah, they kind of all have the same feel of the certain game that they are famous for. This video's already gone on over 10 minutes, so I don't want to go on too much longer. Last of Us should have won. Nope. Yep. No, it shouldn't have. Fucking overrated crap like GTA. Plus it was a generic, well, not another generic, but it was thrown in the same pile of, oh, here's another zombie game for you. We had enough of those. Here's our last comment here. I think it's funny how the most important things for a game to win Game of the Year is its maturity in the story. I guess fun gameplay isn't important anymore. Exactly right there. But anyway, we're going to wrap up this video because it's been going on long enough. So I am Original Blood Ace. Stay tuned, more videos coming soon. As always,